Morning. Thursday. I quite like Thursdays. Nice day of the week. Um, yeah. Oh wow. Yesterday, what a lovely response to the, sort of what I was saying about friends. Really. Yeah. I didn't realise quite how much I touched people with that, but yeah, that's good. And Wendy. Apparently, I made you go red, and I'm going to go make you go even redder now because Wendy is a very beautiful strawberry blonde from Scotland who she's got a heart as big as a planet. She's doing a lot of work for people in Gambia, and she's also like adopted a Syrian family. So I think you're amazing, Wendy, even though you are a midget. But I'll leave it there. I bet that's made you go really red now. Um, yeah, talking about that though, it's made me think about karma and how we make a difference, really, or how we react, how we impose upon the world. A lot of people seem to think the karma is like if you do good, good thing comes back to you, and if you do bad, bad things come back to you. But I think it's perhaps a little bit more complicated than that. I think it's more a case of everything we do has a reaction, an equal and opposite reaction, in the same way that Newton said, every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and so what we do it does impact on the world, and a lot of people sort of won't do things. They say, "Oh, it's not going to make any difference." And there's a story of a couple of Buddhist monks who are walking along the beach, and the beach is absolutely covered with all these starfish which have been washed up. And the older monk, he keeps stooping down to pick up gold starfish and throw them back in the sea. And the younger monk's looking at this, and he's sort of shaking. He said, "Why are you doing that?" He said, "You're not making any difference." And the older monk picks up a starfish and threw it in the sea. He said, "Well, it made a difference to that one." Picked up another one. It made a difference with that one. Third one made a difference to that one. And it's that thing where lots of small changes make big changes, and this is true in our life. I mean, if you make, sort of talking about it in terms of exercise, if you make changes in the way, like just your lifestyle, if in, I remember reading in, the 5BX, how to get fit in 10 minutes a day, and there's a lot of good tips in that and things, just to get people started. Things like if you're starting out exercise, if you get the bus to work, get off a stop before you normally would do and just walk that last little bit. Take the stairs rather than the escalator or the lift. Perhaps like not have a pudding every day, or just things like that can all, like over time, they're small things, but over time they can have a big impact, and and I think, I don't know, this is, this is important, but we do. How we do impact on the world, but it's funny how things do sort of come round and come back to us, and I used to run with, I haven't done for a while. I used to run with a woman. We used to run at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'd be out for about half an hour, and then we'd, after we finished, we'd have a cup of tea, or maybe she might make me a little bit of breakfast, and then I'd be on my way. And it's one day we were out running, and I noticed this young lad, Middle Eastern looking lad, and looking a bit lost while we were running. I didn't really think a lot more about it. But anyway, after I'd left her, I decided I need to do my laundry, because there's a laundrette near where she lives. So I put my clothes in the washer, and I was thinking, well, what am I going to do now? Because it took about 3/4 of an hour, and I was sort of thinking, well, I could walk down the shop and get a newspaper, and and suddenly I saw this lad again. Anyway, cut a long story short, he was completely and utterly lost. It was at the time when there'd been the revolution in Libya, and they got rid of Gaddafi, and he'd escaped, and he was due to be in the UK to stay with his brother who'd been in Cambridge for some time. So anyway, I got talking to him, and he was very distressed and, very, very lost. So I thought, well, if ever my daughter was in that situation, I hope someone would, be kind to her. So I said, look, mate, I said, I'll tell you what, I said, I'll give you a lift there. I said, I've got a bit of time to kill. And it's early in the morning, so there's no traffic. And didn't think any more about it. So anyway, that was a Saturday. So later that day, I was out on quite a long a long bike ride. And at the time, my daughter was working in Cambridge as a, touting for business for the punts. And, she'd been working in the centre of Cambridge, right by King's College, which is one of the most famous bits of Cambridge. And she'd put her bag down, and she rang me up. She was really distressed because she'd put her bag down on the wall at King's, and a couple of minutes later when she turned around, it had gone, and that'd got her money in it, it had got her cards in it, a student card. But the thing that distressed her most was there was a jacket in there that she'd got, and it was kind of like she'd got it in a sale, and it was like end of line. And she really loved the jacket, and there's no way it was going to be able to be replaced. So anyway, I'd been an indulgent dad, and I was sort of like about 15 miles from home. I went like Lance Armstrong on speed to get back to Cambridge. I was flying, and I was sort of like, it was like rattling through my head. I was sort of thinking, well, I've got a bit of money in the bank, so I can make good what she's lost financially, and we can, I can ring up about her cards and get them cancelled and get new ones for her, and And I was sort of pondering about, well, what the hell am I going to do about this jacket? Because she really, really loved it. It was, it was important to her. And about a mile out of Cambridge, she rang me up. She said, "Dad, you'll never guess what's happened." I said, "Go on, tell me." She said, my bag hadn't been stolen. She said someone had picked it up. They thought it was lost, and they handed it back into the punting office. And so I was so pleased. But anyway, about an hour or so later, I saw her for a coffee, and I said, all that today about you thinking you lost your bag, and she said, yeah. Well, I told her the story about the young Libyan lad that I'd given a lift. I said, you know what? I reckon that happened because I gave that lad a lift. I reckon that's like the universal, divine retribution, or call it whatever you wish. That was my reward that day for a good, for doing a good deed. And I could be completely barking up the wrong tree. I often am, but I like to think that if you do, my old nanny used to say, if you do good things, they do come back to you, and it doesn't always come back to you immediately, and it's not always immediately apparent, but so just keep on doing good stuff, people, and hopefully good things will come back to you. Just like I say, lots of small changes make big changes. So if we can make lots of small changes for the better, we'll have some big changes for the better. So I'll speak to you all tomorrow.